On July 29, 2023, former law student Christopher Welch was pulled over by Sergeant Eric Mlan from the Seneca Falls Police Department after officers noticed a damaged headlight while he was sitting in a Burger King parking lot in Seneca Falls, New York. Moments later, Officer Bryce Rumsfeld and Officer Colin Zetto arrived at the scene as the situation slowly became more serious. The entire encounter was recorded through Sergeant Mlan's body camera, giving a full look at how the late-night traffic stop unfolded, from beginning to end.
Hello, sir.
Hi, how are you?
Sergeant McLean with the Seneca Falls Police. Pulled you over because you have a headlight out in your vehicle?
You know, I was actually wondering that because it was a little like, you know, it wasn't lit up 100%.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have a license on you?
I do, yes, sir.
Where are you coming from tonight?
I'm actually just coming from my house to here to get some dinner.
Okay. Everything valid on your license?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. How many alcoholic beverages you had tonight?
No.
Nothing?
No, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to get that.
Oh, I thought you were handing that to me.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right. You have the registration for the vehicle?
You know what? I mean, it's legit. I just don't have it in here.
Okay. Is the car registered to you?
I think it's my girlfriend, Jennifer.
Okay. Just want to
It's one or the other.
Okay. Just want to turn the car on real fast to see, just to verify the headlight is still off. You just stay in the car, just let you know.
Yeah, no problem.
No, you're good. Just the passenger side one. You just stay in the car for now.
Okay.
Take a look at your license.
I think it's under her name or my name. I can't remember which one it's registered under, but
It looks like it's maybe your wife Sindoni. Is that
yeah,
your
it's my
girlfriend?
woman. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're all good. You said no alcohol tonight?
No, hell no. I don't drink.
You know, okay. I smell something fruity. What's that? Is that?
I don't know. Probably my Pepsi or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
You gotta take a look at your eyes real
Absolutely.
quick. Absolutely.
Nope. Go
Just
on.
looking for impaired drivers. This
Oh
evening.
yeah, I don't take those tests.
You don't?
No.
Why not?
I just don't. I don't take tests, sir.
Okay. Well, I'm asking you. I'm gonna make sure you're okay to drive your vehicle. Right?
Yeah, no, I understand. I don't take tests though.
Okay. Why not?
I just don't. It's no disrespect to you.
No, I am performing an investigation right now
Okay.
to make sure you're okay to drive your vehicle.
Yeah, I won't. I don't take tests, sir.
Why not?
I just don't. I mean,
Okay.
I take. You know, I am a law student for one, and two, I just don't take tests.
All right, sit tight for me, please.
Mr. Welch refused to let Sergeant Mlan shine a flashlight into his eyes and calmly explained that he does not participate in roadside sobriety checks. Under New York traffic law, drivers who are lawfully taken into custody for impaired driving can be required to provide breath, blood, urine, or saliva samples through chemical testing. However, state law does not force a person to complete physical balance or coordination tests during a traffic stop. Even so, a major court ruling from the 1999 case People v. Berg decided that refusing those roadside tests may later be shown in court as evidence during a criminal case. This meant that while Mr. Welch had the legal right to decline the tests, his refusal could still become an important part of the case if prosecutors moved forward with impaired driving charges.
What's up, man? Thanks for coming by. So I pulled over for a headlight. I'm smelling some sort of alcoholic beverage. Smells like it's a fruity drink from inside his vehicle. So I could check his eyes in his vehicle to see if he's willing to perform any sort of test. He goes, no, I didn't do tests.
He's not doing any tests?
I want to see if you get the same odor when you go up there.
Okay.
See what you think.
I'm going to go get my flashlight.
Sure. You get that odor too. I observed him with glassy, watery eyes.
Okay.
So he's coming here to get food, but I'm trying to see if you get the same clues that I'm getting.
How are we doing tonight, sir? Where are you coming from now?
I don't answer questions.
You don't answer any questions?
No, I'm
Why?
not.
Why is that?
Because he's trying to give me tests and he's accusing me of drinking.
No, I just asked you a question, sir, to perform sobriety
I
test.
understand, sir.
I'm conducting an investigation right now.
I don't drink for number one.
Okay.
And you're asking me if I've been drinking, sir.
Right.
I don't drink.
Okay, I don't know that. I never met you before.
Well,
It's just an investigation to make sure you're safe to
No.
drive, all right? That's all it is.
I understand, sir, but
Okay.
I don't answer questions. There's no disrespect, but at all, you know what I'm saying, at all.
I understand, yeah.
Seneca unit told you for your
I'm
safety,
coming here to
Sheriff's
get
Department
dinner
has
for my
domestic violence.
family, And no offense, but I feel like you're kind of coming on a little strong.
No, I'm just doing my job, sir.
Just because a vehicle smells fruity.
No, fruity alcoholic beverage, like I stated to you, sir.
Yeah, well,
you also have watery and glassy eyes.
Of course,
another sign of intoxication.
And I have sinuses, I have allergies. I also have asthma.
Okay.
As well.
Okay. Does that cause your eyes to get watery and glassy?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Because I also have asthma.
Absolutely, sinuses not. Yes.
Okay.
But you have no issue. If you're not drinking tonight, there's no issues taking a test.
I don't take tests, sir. I just don't do it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Do you have a supervisor?
I'm a supervisor on scene.
Do you have a supervisor?
I'm a supervisor working right now.
Okay. Do you have one available?
No, I don't. I'm the supervisor right now, sir, of the shift.
Okay.
I'm asking you to exit to make sure you're okay to drive right now.
I'll exit, sir. I'm not gonna just not obey.
And I appreciate that.
You want me to exit?
I want you to exit to make sure you're okay to drive.
Give me a command.
I'm giving you a lawful order to exit your vehicle
Yes,
to make
sir.
sure you're okay to drive.
Yes,
all right.
Sir.
That's all I'm doing.
You want my wallet?
You don't need your wallet or anything.
Again, I'm not taking any tests, sir. So I don't know what you're. You okay to put this in my? Is this okay?
You're nothing on you? Nothing. Mind if I get you put back down for
I
weapons
do
or anything?
mind. Yes, sir. I don't.
Well, it's going to be an officer safety check.
I don't comply.
It's just going to be put back down for our safety. That's all it is.
If you have to do it.
I'm not going to hold anything.
No,
okay.
Go ahead. If you have to do it, this is embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing. It's for our safety, sir.
I run a local business.
I'm not. There's nothing against you. If you get out of the car, I just want to make sure this your wallet. That you put your wallet in? Okay.
I don't answer questions, sir.
I'm just.
Officer Rumsfeld moved forward with a pat-down search of Mr. Welch, claiming it was necessary for officer safety, even after Mr. Welch clearly objected in the beginning. Past court rulings have confirmed that officers can order a driver out of a vehicle during a legal traffic stop, but the rules surrounding a physical search are far more limited. The Supreme Court explained that officers must have specific reasons to believe a person may be carrying a weapon before performing a frisk. That can include visible objects, suspicious movements, reliable reports about weapons or behavior that creates a real safety concern. In this case, there appeared to be no clear signs suggesting that Mr. Welch was armed, which could make the search difficult to justify in court. Although consent searches are generally allowed, Mr. Welch only appeared to agree after repeated pressure from officers, who continued demanding the search even after he first refused. Because of that, many legal observers would likely argue that the consent was not fully voluntary and may have been given under pressure during a tense roadside encounter.
What I'm asking here is if you had any alcoholic beverages tonight. I'm getting clues of
I
intoxication.
answered your question, sir.
I understand
I do
that.
not drink. If you're getting any clue of intoxication, you need to go back to school.
I've been a cop for 8 years. I know what signs of intoxication
I'm being honest with you.
Okay. Well, I don't know that. I never
Okay.
met you before.
Well, I'm being honest with you.
People have told me a lot of things in the past. All right.
No.
So what I want to do is check your eyes to make
I'm
sure you're okay to drive.
absolutely not doing that, sir.
Would you be willing to walk for me?
No, absolutely. Absolutely not.
Okay.
I
Why
can't
is that?
believe that you think I...
No, if you had nothing to drink tonight, this would show that you had nothing to drink.
Sir, I'm not doing that.
Why is that?
Because I do not. I've been through law school and everything else. I do not comply.
You don't comply with the lawful order?
Sir, I've answered your question.
All right. What I'm giving you is a lawful. I'm giving you an
sir,
order.
I'm telling you, you're giving me an order to take a test.
I'm advising you to take sobriety tests to make sure you're okay to drive your vehicle.
I will not take a test. No disrespect.
We're not trying to disrespect you either.
You are, because you
sir.
keep asking me multiple times.
Sir, we have a job to do. Okay. That's all it is. It's no disrespect towards you.
I've answered your question.
We get lied to every day.
I will not take any tests. I will not, and there's no disrespect. I have a lot of friends that's law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? I would not disrespect in that way.
We appreciate that. We're
I
not
do
disrespecting
not
you
take tests. I do not. In fact, I've dealt with you before previously.
Recall when I
I was in Ritmer Lane before you came to my house and asked me a bunch of questions.
Okay.
Also, and again.
Oh, was that the Uber thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I do recall you now. Okay.
And I was more than respectful.
I know you were,
Was
and
not,
I appreciate
I'm a
your
little
cooperation.
nervous because here I am at Burger King, getting dinner for my family,
Right.
you know, and I get nervous when I speak to cops because I just
We're just here to do our job. We're not here to.
get it. But you
Not
pulled
for-
me
yeah.
over for a headlight.
That's correct.
Okay,
Yep.
now you're pushing it.
I'm not pushing you. I'm just doing an investigation.
You're claiming fruity alcohol. You're saying something that smells fruity. So
Fruity alcoholic
there's a million
beverage.
things. I deliver groceries for Walmart, so maybe
Like I
something
also said,
slipped
you have
out, you know
you
what
have
I'm
watery
saying?
and glassy eyes. That's a
Okay.
sign of intoxication.
Many people have that, sir.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I never.
Just because somebody has glossy eyes doesn't mean anything.
Yes, it's a sign from our training and experience.
Okay.
It's a sign of
and I'm-
intoxication.
Okay, well, okay. So what are you going to do with this, sir?
Sit tight with this guy real fast.
Sergeant Lon pointed to Mr. Welch's watery and glassy eyes as possible signs of intoxication and also mentioned a fruity smell coming from inside the vehicle. While those details can sometimes be considered during an impaired driving investigation, they are not automatic proof that a driver is unable to safely operate a car. There are many harmless reasons a person may have irritated eyes, and courts often require much stronger evidence before allowing an arrest for impaired driving. In this situation, Mr. Welch was originally stopped because of a faulty headlight, and there were no claims that he was swerving driving recklessly or showing obvious signs of losing control behind the wheel. A recent New York court ruling explained that simply consuming some amount of alcohol does not automatically mean a driver is impaired under the law. Judges have stated that officers must identify clear signs showing that alcohol has actually affected a person's coordination or driving ability before making an arrest. Because of that legal standard, many experts would likely believe that watery eyes and a reported odor alone would not be enough evidence to justify taking Mr. Welch into custody for impaired driving during this traffic stop.
All right, man. There's no disrespect between me and you. I'm just
understand, sir.
doing my job.
Yes, sir.
You don't want to perform tests.
No, sir.
Which I understand. You don't have to if you choose not to.
And again, it's no disrespect.
Yeah, no,
it's just
understood.
that I know my rights.
Right. Understood. Understood. So I'm going to write you a ticket for the headlight. Okay.
Okay,
Do
sir.
you mind just stepping back in your car for me, please?
Absolutely.
So I can get that going. Just hop back in the front. Hop back in the driver's seat.
I just want to back. It's so weird. So I just literally replaced that one back late.
Right. Okay.
Shit.
But you can do that. You can go
Nah.
home. You can get inside. You can
Yeah,
sit
it
at
wasn't.
home.
It wasn't too long ago.
Okay.
So yeah.
There'll be a fix-it ticket for the headlight, and then
Okay.
you'll have until Monday to get it fixed on.
Till Monday.
Yeah, because it's
Okay.
usually the next business day. But
Now, what do I do with that? Do I bring it
Just-
to the sheriff or not
You
sheriff?
can go.
to the-
Literally, you can go to any. You can go to a mechanic to sign off on it.
Okay.
A law enforcement officer. There's
You're gonna write me a
instructions.
ticket just for that? For real?
We're doing traffic enforcement tonight.
You cut me out here all this time. You're gonna write me a ticket
Doing
for that?
doing traffic enforcement,
All
sir.
right, buddy. What's your name, sir?
Sergeant McLean.
Do you have a card?
I do have a card. It'll be on the. My name will be on the ticket as well.
All right, sir. I
All right.
appreciate
Just give me a
it.
moment, please.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
I was calling to see if we could do a possible obstruction charge for not wanting to provide submit the standard field sobriety test. You can't do an obstruction charge.
Kept backing away from me, so I don't.
So did you get? I got a whiff of like a
Yeah.
fruity alcoholic beverage.
In the car.
Yeah, that's the odor I was getting from the
In the
vehicle, which is
car.
what I explained to him. And then
Yeah.
his eyes were glassy and watery.
And then I couldn't, he kept backing
Okay.
away from me when I was trying to talk to him.
Right. Okay.
But he wouldn't, I couldn't get a strong
He's
enough.
also steadying himself on the hood of the car. He was talking to us, he kept touching it.
But his eyes were glasses.
All right, sir. So you got a citation for inadequate headlight.
Okay.
So, you wanted to speak to a supervisor of mine. So
Okay.
I notified my lieutenant on the phone.
Okay.
He's aware of what's going on.
Perfect. Thank you.
So I can't determine if you're okay to drive or not.
Mm-hmm.
So you refused the sobriety test.
Yes, sir.
I told you you have signs from my training experience of intoxication.
Yes, sir.
You have slowed, mumbled speech.
Mm-hmm.
You have watery and glassy eyes.
I know
All
what
right.
you said, sir.
Okay, and I
Yes,
smell
sir.
an odor of an alcoholic beverage emanating from inside the vehicle.
Okay.
So I don't know if you
Yes,
can
sir.
drive or not. So you're gonna have to call someone to pick you up to drive.
Okay.
Understood? So that's what.
Okay. You want me to call someone right now?
That's correct.
What am I gonna do with this vehicle? Leave it here overnight?
I will let them.
After deciding not to make an arrest, Sergeant Mlan informed Mr. Welch that someone else would need to drive him home because he refused the roadside sobriety tests. The problem with that decision is that once a traffic stop is finished without charges, officers generally do not have the legal power to stop a driver from leaving in their own vehicle. Courts have repeatedly stated that police actions involving a person or their property must remain reasonable and supported by proper legal grounds. Officers can sometimes step in to protect public safety under what is known as the community caretaking doctrine, but those actions must stay limited and connected to a real emergency or immediate concern. A recent New York court decision warned that this doctrine cannot be stretched beyond its intended purpose or used to avoid constitutional protections. Since the stop had already been resolved and there was not enough evidence to support an impaired driving arrest, many legal experts would likely argue that forcing Mr. Welch to give up control of his vehicle crossed the line and interfered with his constitutional rights without proper legal justification.
Let's do that. Sounds good.
So that's issue
All right, sir.
your license.
All right.
You wanted a business card as well, you said?
I do. Yeah.
So
I'll grab my phone.
that's fine. Like I said,
Oh, that's all right. We can play this game.
I'm not playing any games,
Oh,
sir.
You're being very disrespectful. I will file a complaint.
I've never been disrespectful to you.
Sir, you are being
this,
very
This is
disrespectful.
all recorded on body
We
camera.
have pushed this above over a
I have not, sir.
Okay.
This is all recorded on body camera.
Excellent. I appreciate that.
No problem.
I have it all recorded as well, sir.
That's fine.
I guess that's it, then. Yeah,
All
just
right,
give me
I'm
your
gonna
number.
give you. Yep. Here's the contact number.
You have a citation?
Here's a citation. You have a court date of August 14th at 12 p.m. in Town Center Cross Court.
Yes, sir.
For the correction ticket, you have to get it corrected by Monday
I will. Yes, sir.
and have it signed off by a mechanic or a police officer. Okay.
You got it. Yes, sir.
There's my business card right here, sir.
All right.
Here's a citation. Like I said, my lieutenant's been made aware of the
Here,
situation.
Lieutenant. What's his name?
Lieutenant Clear.
Clear. Yes, sir.
He's been made aware of the situation.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions for us, sir?
That's it.
All right. Have a good rest of your night.
After the incident, Mr. Welch moved forward with a self-filed lawsuit in New York State Court against Sergeant Land Officer Rumsfeld Officer Zetoyer, the Seneca Falls Police Department, and the town of Seneca Falls. The case remains active and continues to draw attention as more details surrounding the officers involved have surfaced. Mr. Welch also requested public records connected to Sergeant Mlan's past employment with the Greece Police Department in New York, and the documents revealed several troubling incidents from previous years. One major investigation focused on a 2020 use of force case, where Officer Mlan reportedly used a taser on a man for more than 50 continuous seconds, while the individual was non-violently resisting handcuffing and was never given a fair chance to comply. During that internal review, a supervising sergeant described multiple earlier encounters involving Officer Mlan that raised concerns about his judgment and behavior on duty. One report from February 2020 explained that Officer Mlan attempted to charge a driver with obstruction simply because the driver refused roadside sobriety tests. The supervising sergeant reminded him that citizens are legally allowed to decline those tests, and refusing them does not amount to obstruction under the law. According to the report, Officer Mlan reacted in a defensive manner and bypassed instructions from his supervisor by seeking approval from a different superior instead of correcting the report as ordered. Another incident from 2018 described Officer Mlan taking and disposing of legal supplements during a crash investigation because he personally believed the products caused irrational behavior even though they were lawfully possessed. The same supervising officer also stated that Mlan had become increasingly difficult to manage over time, often refusing to accept responsibility, avoiding the chain of command, and ignoring department rules that had repeatedly been explained to him. The investigation into the taser incident later concluded that Officer Mlan violated several department policies involving force and taser use, and not long after that finding he resigned from the Greece Police Department in July 2020. Looking at the overall traffic stop, many legal observers would likely criticize Sergeant Mlan's actions because although the stop began lawfully, his later decisions appeared to move beyond the limits of his authority. He repeatedly pushed for sobriety testing despite already knowing citizens have the legal right to refuse, and when he could not establish enough evidence for an arrest, he shifted toward ordering Mr. Welch not to drive home despite having no arrest warrant, no impairment citation, and no lawful basis for seizing either the driver or the vehicle. Critics would likely argue that if he truly believed Mr. Welch was impaired, there were proper legal steps available instead of issuing commands unsupported by law. The concerns surrounding this stop become even more serious when viewed alongside the statements made by investigators from his former department who questioned whether he was suited for the responsibilities of law enforcement because of the pressure and judgment required in difficult situations. Many viewers have also questioned how he later obtained a supervisory role after resigning from his previous department under such serious circumstances. On the other side, Mr. Welch received strong praise for remaining calm, informed, and controlled throughout the encounter, while carefully asserting his rights without escalating the situation. His decision to refuse roadside sobriety tests stayed fully within the law and may have prevented subjective observations from being used against him later. He also objected to the frisk while remaining non-threatening and cooperative during the stop, which weakened the stated justification for the search. After the incident, Mr. Welch continued seeking accountability through legal action and public records requests, which ultimately uncovered information that placed the stop into a much larger pattern of alleged misconduct. Supporters believe his actions demonstrated how citizens can responsibly protect their rights while using lawful methods to challenge questionable police conduct. The case is still ongoing, and future developments are expected as the lawsuit moves forward through the court system.